right, good morning once again. This is your show on channel 196 Star Times. This is Cool TV. My name is Dapo Banjo, and I have with me on the show to anchor our program today, Barrister Isioma Aga Ine. Isioma, sorry.
Good morning, Nigerians, and you're welcome to the show.
I know
I'm
you're
not in a good mood.
Yes,
I did sleep properly.
Isioma is feeling.
Chelsea, we lost yesterday.
No, let me help you tell the world the story.
I warned you yesterday, and I'm still warning you right now on live TV.
All right.
Just avoid me for the rest of today.
Okay.
But then big ups to the PSG team, and big ups to Chelsea also. Fellow Chelsea fans, we did well, and we actually pulled an impressive game. And one thing I start to believe that if Manchester United or Arsenal were in our shoes, they would have conceded like 12 goals. So we did very well, and big ups for me. I think, who was the man of the match yesterday? I think I'll give it to David Lewis.
For me, it's David Lewis. And I mean, it's so very unfortunate that Chelsea did so well, but they could not just beat a 10-man PSG. It's so sad.
But I personally hope Mourinho can swallow his pride and bring David Lewis back.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
I hope.
All right, let's go ahead on today's show. I mean, that's just all about sports. It's a game, and it's about winning and losing. But on this show, we always win. We always win because we bring you information that will help you take your next major decision, especially during the elections period as we approach the polls come March the 28th and April the 11th, 2015 for both the presidential and the gubernatorial and House of Assembly elections. Anyway, all road leads to all polls and all wards, and we believe very strongly that INEC is doing everything that it can to ensure that these 2015 elections is free, is fair, is transparent, is credible, is just everything that Nigerians and the world are looking forward to. We have some stories that are making headlines, and we'll quickly take those ones, and then we go back to what we started treating yesterday. We started treating yesterday electoral offences and their penalties. And so we will give you more points on that today, and the offences and the penalties, and then we will see how far we go on the show today. I mean, elections 2015.
It's getting heated.
really very heated.
Yeah.
And so we have some updates and matters arising. Which one do you have there, Michelle?
I think I'll leave it to take the one for INEC, but then I'll focus on the Naira devaluation. I mean, because currently, well, it's been in the news, that importers have abandoned their cargoes at the ports, particularly due to the exchange rates of the dollar to Naira. And currently, the American dollar stands at that is when you compare it to the Naira, is about 250 Naira official.
That is terrible. 250
Naira. So, and, when you consider also, for importers also, the whole cost of, the island, you clearing your goods and all of that, it stands about 199 Naira to $1. I mean, the truth is, I had to ask myself, why is it this expensive? Because these importers, they're actually doing us a great deal. Because our government has practically neglected the areas they should focus on. Now, instead of growing our own products which we can use, which we can rely on, we virtually rely on everything to be imported. It's so bad that they even import toothpicks and matches. Of course, they import this. These are things which we can actually produce here in the country locally. But now we practically feed on everything imported. Now, the exchange rate is so high. For you as an importer to clear your own goods at from the Tinkan port, it's so expensive. You've left them with no other choice than to abandon these things. Now, this is, at the end of the day, will also result towards inflation, because the little commodities which are currently in the markets, people, the sellers will want to make more money, and then they will skyrocket the prices.
And then a twist.
Shortage, there will be scarcity.
Yeah, a twist to it. A twist to it is to remember that when your goods are staying unnecessarily long at the port, you pay demurrage. And now that so we have a case of abandonment of these cargoes at the port,
because you don't want to clear.
Exactly.
That was one of the things I was saying while getting set for the show. This is like penny-wise, pound foolish. It's more like a case of the devil and the deep blue sea. Which would you go for?
You know, because, I mean, somebody was analyzing this yesterday. I mean, one of the major importers that was, you know, I mean, that had this hit, you know, it was saying that, I mean, all the transactions he did, that he actually estimated that, okay, the dollar may really, you know, not be so stable, that he went as far as doing all his transactions with an exchange rate of 185. You know,
now
to a naira.
250.
Now, I'm telling you, today it's 250. He said, there is no way. He said, I will not clear. I cannot clear those goods. That was what he said.
But then
I
he
said,
will pay demurrage also.
now, he is now saying that, that if eventually he gathers money to go and pick those things, and they ask him for demurrage, then they are looking for, they want blood to flow.
No,
that is an aggrieved, that is an aggrieved. See,
flow.
when people's blood gets hot, especially when things are not favoring their businesses. Nigeria is in a very bad state as we speak. The fact that we sit down here and we try to bring about analysis to the goings on there, you and I know that if we really want to bring it back to ourselves, we feel the heat also.
And
so the people...
we are the ones who feel the heat more. The
Yeah,
people are
because
the ones who feel the heat more, not even the politicians.
It's so very important. All right, that's all about it. Naira devaluation is affecting virtually everything in the nation today. But we're looking forward to a robust time when the government will do, I mean, we come about with policies that will eventually make the Nigerian economy to spring back up and become extremely, extremely competitive with other countries of the world again. Importers have abandoned cargoes at the ports, and it's really costing a lot. A lot of people, I heard, could not even bring stuff because the ones that are at the port have not been cleared, so why bring more? So the sea is full. And don't forget, if care is not taken, the sea pirates goes ahead and start robbing people and start killing people. And so, I mean, it's always have a ripple effect, you know, over time. Now, the second story that we'll be taking today is to give you an update on how INEC has fared. Considering all the assignments and the responsibilities that they have to perform before the elections. And that is to let you know that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has recorded 80.61% collection rate of the permanent voters card. This was the report that we got from them yesterday, yesterday. And out of a total number of 68,833 voters that have been registered to participate in the 2015 general elections, we have record of 67,205,600 people who have collected their PVCs. That is enormous. If you do the mathematics, you find out that we have less than a million people who have not collected their PVC, and that is across Nigeria. And you know, while I was thinking about this report, I said 2 weeks ago, INEC told us that they have 1 million cards that has not been printed, and now we have less than 1 million people who are yet to collect their PVCs. I think INEC need to come and tell us the cards actually have been printed and they have been sent down, they've been received, and
by implication. By implication.
By implication.
But at the end of the day, the issue now is: have you picked up your PVC? Have you picked up your PVC? Go out and pick up your PVC. I think Nigerians should actually capitalize on the extension and go out and so on the day of the election, they won't have any excuse to say, "Oh, I couldn't get my PVC" or whatever. Please. I'm tired.
All right. Anyway, some other information that we will like to give you updates on is on the field litmus test that was carried out on the smart card readers, the PVC card readers. And we have information that Professor Atairu Jeka, that's the chairman of INEC, came out very strong to say that they have recorded an unbelievable 100% in the test of the card reader.
Apparently, it means, even the resident electoral commissioners all want, the card readers to be used. And I want to believe strongly that the Nigerian people also want the card readers to be used. So at the end of the day,
even though they identify the fact that there are a few challenges in the biometric authentication, the electoral bodies and the voters whose cards are verified did not get any fingerprint verified, but they have, a measure that takes care of that. You will just fill an incident form as long as your name is found in the register, and you will still be allowed to vote.
So and that's for me. I said when we talked about it earlier. So I think it's something Nigerians shouldn't worry about. And Nigerians shouldn't allow other political parties which are campaigning against you digging up all sorts of unnecessary issues, to make the people agitated. Because when you make the people agitated, these are some of the issues that can lead to violence and all of that. But then the Nigerian people should be rest assured that let INEC do their job. They've come out to say, we'll use the card readers and we've made these provisions to cover it. So please, do not panic. Let the people be rest assured that the elections will go on smoothly as planned.
All right. In putting to rest this matter about an INEC today, we would like to quickly say that the distribution and the collection of the PVC is still very much ongoing. And don't forget, we have a deadline of March the 22nd has the deadline date for the collection of the PVC. And so just go all out to ensure that your PVC is collected. Don't forget that they have a mobile platform that can help you quickly locate where your PVC is. All you need to do is to type your surname, space, it is a site of surname, and then space, and then put the state where you have registered, that is surname, space, Lagos, space, on the card, your TVC, you have what we call your VIN number. That is the voter's identification number, the last digit on it, and send an SMS, a text message to 21001. And I believe very strongly that you will get your feedback, and then you can just go to wherever your PVC is and do that collection. We will go on a short break now, and then when we come back, we will, take this conversation to the next level. We'll be right back. All right, for every offense committed on the elections day, there are very, very strict penalties that INEC has itemized, and we're using this platform to let as many electorate know that on the election day, there are some certain activities that you're not expected to participate in. And so yesterday, we took you through a long list of all the notable offenses that are likely to be committed by the electorate, and the offenses, and the penalties that they attract. And so we're using this opportunity to tell you that when you go out on March the 28th and subsequently on 11th of April to perform your civic responsibility, you have to be totally responsible for all your actions, your reactions, and your inactions. All of them at one point or the other. If they don't align with with the instruction of INEC, then you may likely be committing an offense. So we went through a list yesterday, and we'll quickly, because of summary, just to summarize it, we'll quickly run through the first 7 points we made yesterday, and then we'll go on into fresh ones today. Ishama.
Okay, here, yesterday we stated that a person who is in possession of more than one valid voter's card, if you're caught, hopefully you'll be caught, he or she will be liable on conviction to a maximum fine of 100,000 naira or 12 months imprisonment or both.
Okay, then a person who applies for ballot paper, any person who applies for ballot paper in the name of some other person, whether living or dead, which is termed also as impersonation, is liable on conviction to a fine of 500,000, which is 500,000, or 12 months imprisonment or both.
And then a person who votes more than once in an election, that's to say, during the presidential elections, you vote more than once, he or she, on conviction, shall be liable to a fine of 500,000 naira, that is 500,000 naira, or 12 months imprisonment or both.
All right, a person who forges any ballot paper or official mark or of any ballot paper or any certificate, especially certificate of return or result form, is liable to a conviction, on conviction, to 2 years imprisonment with no option of fine.
And then a person who willfully places in any ballot box any unauthorized paper or result, he or she, upon conviction, shall be liable to 2 years imprisonment.
Without an option of fine. So it's not about anybody running around to come and bail you. It's jail, straight. So please avoid all of this. A person who gives voters money to vote for or refrain voters from voting for the candidate of their choice. This person is liable on conviction to a fine of 100,000 or 12 months imprisonment, and the person can actually bag both. You pay the 100,000 and you still go to jail for 1 year.
And then a person who within the vicinity of the polling unit or collation center on the day of the election conveys any public meeting, makes unauthorized official announcement, or wears or carries any badge, poster, banner, flag, or symbol relating to a political party or election, he or she, upon conviction, shall be liable to a fine of 100,000 naira or 6 months imprisonment for every such offense.
So we emphasized this yesterday, that there will not be any need for you to do any representation for your party on the elections day. Don't carry an umbrella, don't bring a broom, and don't come with any emblem or symbol of any party that you probably have an allegiance to. And please mind your attires and mind, what you put on the day of the election. Stay simple.
And your utterances also.
Yeah, stay very simple. And please don't go to the beer parlor very close to the ward where you voted and sit down with your friends on a bottle of beer to discuss about the ongoing elections. Immediately you perform your civic responsibility, kindly go home and monitor the rest of the election process from home. All right, now, those were the 7 points that we took you through yesterday, and then we're starting today on the number 8 point. A person who acts or incites others to act in a disorderly manner on election day, this person is liable on conviction to a fine of 500,000, which is half a million, or 12 months imprisonment. And if really found guilty, you will pay the 500,000 and you will be jailed for 1 year. I tell you, the government is very, very, very strict about this. And that's why we're using this platform to read this out, because a lot of people don't have access to as much information as we have access to.
True.
And that's why we bring this information to you. And we said it yesterday very clearly. Daddy, if you're watching us, tell mommy when mommy is back. And mommy, please sit. Your boy, your girl, your house help, everybody that is responsible and is eligible to vote.
Yeah.
Come March the 28th and April the 11th or any election period at all, that they should be careful about everything that we've been talking about on this platform. So please don't incite others. Don't incite others. We have an example. I told you about an example in 2000, and in 2011. And what we were, and what we were hearing, people, they won't tell you, they didn't come with the broom. You won't see the broom. You won't see a lot of symbols, as it were, but you will hear things like, "Egbawodanu," as in sweep them away. I mean, what comes to mind when you say sweep them away? We know that you are talking about the broom. So you are obviously canvassing exactly. That is what it means. There is no. Don't try to.
But the truth is,
and then somebody comes and he said, it's so hot. You have to stay under the umbrella. What is that? I mean, Ijoma, what is that? That is extremely inciting. And I believe very strongly these things are common, especially in this domain, Lagos. People use a lot of slangs.
Not just Lagos.
People use a lot of slangs, as it were, to pass this message across.
We also hope, just as we're appealing to parents, we're also appealing to lecturers, parents to also speak to their kids. Lecturers, speak to your students.
To your students.
Particularly the clergy, the pastors, the imams. Also, when you mount the pulpit, also please appeal to your congregations to shun violence. Teach the people on even the biblical and then the Quran implications on when you obey the law or when you disobey the law. I think it will help, in achieving peace during the elections. All right. Now, the other point I have here is a person who communicates at any time to other persons informations obtained in a polling unit as to the candidate to whom a voter is about to vote or has voted for. Now, such would, upon conviction, would amount to a fine of 100,000 naira or 6 months imprisonment or both.
You know, because this one is seen as, you know, violation of the secrecy of vote. I mean, the type of voting pattern that we have adopted over the years in Nigeria is such that it is a one man, one vote. You take your decision in a cubicle, and nobody is privileged to whoever you are eventually thumbing for. And so when you are doing that, it is expected that nobody comes close to the cubicle to say APC is number 2. They are in number 2. You know, that's what they're saying here. You know, because you are privileged to have seen the number APC is on the voters card, or the number PDP is on the voters card, or Hope Party, or COA Party, or APP, or Haiti, and so you are going there. Our number 7, you know. I mean, permit my vernacular. You know, we're in number 7. We're in number 7. When you get in there, just vote for number 7. All of these things are crimes, and they attract very, very bad penalties. And so we are using this platform to advise people, you know, to not to do it. A person, now another one is a person who knowingly votes or attempt to vote in a constituency in which it did not register. Don't even make that attempt. You know, because for instance, if you have a PVC and you know where you collected it from, when it's time to vote on the 28th of March, you just go there. Don't go to a place because it's closer to your house and you want to just go and disrupt the electoral process. Don't forget that they will have lost time. The time they would have used to attend to someone, they would have used it, you know, to verify whether you are liable or not. But the issue here is that they would have taken you through the process of confirming your PVC, and you will get the OPC, you know, error, you know, and all of the OPC error. And that is very, very criminal. Don't waste your time. You know exactly where your word is. Go straight to your word. Don't try to vote in a place where you know you will not be accredited. It's a waste of time, it's a waste, you know, it's a delay in the process, and it is a crime as far as INEC is concerned. So try as much as possible that you stay away from such acts, you know.
Okay, and then a person who snatches or destroys election materials. Because the truth is, we've seen this happen, you know, in time past. And then we're hoping, come, you know, the various elections we'll have this year, we hope that these acts of snatching ballot papers or destroying would cease. But then he or she, whoever it is that, you know, is caught, you know, doing this, would be liable upon conviction to 24 months imprisonment.
You know, I hopefully think, that every word, that at the end of the election process on those days, on the election dates, my belief, and I'm trusting that this is what will happen, that before the count, everybody will agree, all the, you know, party agents who are present there and the INEC ad hoc, you know, officials will agree that, okay, it is only 1 million people who voted here. So we are not expecting to count more than 1 million vote here across all the candidates. Do you understand? So when they say this party has won 200, this party has won 100, this one has won 50, by the time you do a add up, it should not be more than 1 million. You see, and by the time you even remove, you know, the invalid, you know, and then everything should add up in short to 1 million voters in that word, or 750 as the case may be, which is the maximum number that is expected to vote, you know, per word. So if eventually you are having 1 million votes, then something is wrong somewhere. Immediately something should tell you some people have committed a level of crime, you know, in this environment. All right, let's quickly take the next one. Now, a person who commits an offense or of bribery or aids or conspire or abets any person to commit bribery on that day is liable on conviction to a fine of $500,000, or the person backs 1 year imprisonment. The person who snatches or destroys elections material, don't forget that one, it is not a bailable offense. It is 2 years imprisonment. But
I think Nigerians should also understand, you know, whether or not you brought up the money to give someone to, even if they sent you on the errand, go and give that person. You've also aided. That's what they call in law, aiding and abetting. So whether you committed the act or you helped the commissioning of that act, you would also be guilty here. 500,000, that's half a million naira worth of fine, or 12 months imprisonment, or both. That's grievous.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take the next one. So then
the next one here is a person who, on the day of the election, does any of the following acts. 1, canvasses for votes, solicits for the votes of any other voter, persuades any voter not to vote for any particular candidate, shouts slogans concerning the election or that political party, or is in possession of any offensive weapon, or wears any dress, or facial decoration to intimidate other voters, or exhibits, wears or tenders any notice, symbol, photograph, or party card referring to the election, or uses any vehicle bearing the color or symbol of a particular party, or loiters without lawful excuse after voting, or refuses to vote, or uses sirens. Now, if you're caught with violating the laws or doing any of these offenses, he or she, upon conviction, will be liable to a fine of 100,000 naira or 6 months imprisonment for every such offense.
You know, in my area, every time I'm going home, especially if during the weekend, there's a particular place where the councillor in my area sits. And there are 2 cars that are regularly parked there. I think one belongs to him and the other one belongs to his office, as the councillor.
Are they branded?
They are branded. And they are parked, in that particular place on regular basis. In 2011, the same thing happened. I find out that very close to where he voted, that was the car he drove to vote.
Which is wrong.
And he took it there, he parked it very close to where we were voting. Do you understand? Very close to where everybody is voting. So
it should be easy for them to just point at the car.
Yes, and you will almost think, okay, this particular word, it belongs to this party.
That's
because that is branded. That word is branded, for that party.
Why,
it's a big crime.
Why wasn't that individual reported?
I mean,
why wasn't he prosecuted?
People are just getting aware. How many people are aware of this offenses and their consequences, their penalties? How many people are aware? How many Nigerians go out of their way to actually search and get, thank God for platforms like ours and some other media houses who come out very strongly. It's not all about following parties and covering their campaigns and showing all of that.
True.
Educate Nigerians. That is the beauty of our show. Our show is topical, is trending, is educative, is instructive, is directive. What we do is totally different from what you see on so many platforms. We use the platform, we gather this information. I mean, do you know how many hours goes into putting all these documents together? And so you know that this is your show, and like I just said, it's just very important that you are part of what we do here. So let's have your call, let's have your thoughts on what we have been discussing. If you have any issue or you think we should mention something that we have not mentioned and you want us to quickly do a rerun, or you have a question, just call in. Especially you can use our toll-free number 08000 Cool TV. Just call us and let us know how you feel about what we've been discussing here. Now, we have some additional, like a recap or like a summary of all the things that we've been talking about, and why we expect people to call in and give us their thoughts on what they feel about some of these offenses. We will try. Okay, some people came up yesterday and were asking us, are you sure that anybody caught will actually be, dealt with according to the law, according to the electoral law?
Very true. I've seen a lot of people who were tried and they were found guilty.
And you think the big men across all the political parties responsible will not come, as usual now.
Babu, and look at, Lauren Babu, for example. Let's
no,
use them as
that's outside this country.
No, it doesn't matter, but the truth
it matters.
What you should understand.
You think there's justice?
The truth is,
you think there's justice in Nigeria?
There is justice in the country.
I don't think so.
But the thing is, what you should also understand is, you can't be a busybody if there is no petition, for example, against a candidate or a particular person. You do not expect, the judge or the magistrate to come and begin to pass judgment. He or she has to be brought before the judge. There has to be a level of allegation. Whatever motion it has to be filed in court. Whatever process it is has to be filed in court before the court can take judgment.
At least, Ishoma, you agree before, for the very first time, we have the government, putting a committee together that will, deal with electoral offenses. And these are group of, exactly.
But even the security agents also.
Exactly.
And the truth is the international community is watching. The whole world is looking at Nigeria. That's why we even have election observers already in the country. They're making the observations already. From now to the election time, and even after the election. Because these are some of the issues that even when a particular political party or individual, even when a petition is made to the International Court of Justice or the International Criminal Court, these are some of the issues that will come to play. So Nigerians should not believe that, oh, these laws are only in favor of the poor. That's not true. Just as the poor will be dealt with when caught, the rich will also be dealt with when caught.
Now look at the scenario. Look at the
make us not do what we're supposed to.
Look
do.
at the
Let's do
scenario
what
of
is
somebody sending us, a message and saying that, what if I have been disenfranchised? I got to my ward where I picked up, or for whatever reason, they just didn't allow me to vote. And I know that this is a case that can happen. What do we advise this kind of a person?
No, wait. Take your story again. You have your PVC.
Correct.
Now, they checked through the register.
Correct.
And your informations were not found.
Correct.
And there was nothing to substantiate and prove that you registered. But this is answered. Because the truth is, they can actually
let me give you a scenario.
They can actually take it to me that your PVC was doctored.
Okay,
True or false?
Yes, it can.
Exactly.
Let me give you a scenario. There were delays that are legitimate. For instance, the accreditation did not start at 8 p.m., which obviously is one of the cases that we have. And so you start accreditation at about 10:30. At about 10:30. Okay, let's take this call and I'll give you this analysis. Good morning, Isa.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you
Good
today?
morning.
I'm fine. Good morning.
All right, please go ahead and make your contribution.
Yeah, based on this finding of the thing, I don't think this will work. Why? Because how many security do we have in the polling units? That is the number one problem. If at all, and if maybe somebody from the village that came and violate all these rules. So if at all you have maybe one security man there, if the security man decides maybe to arrest the voter, so how are we going to do with the polling unit, the people in the polling unit to control the crowd? So if you have more than one person has committed the crime, how are you going to do about it? So the problem now is not from prosecuting the law, is the manpower we are having in the polling unit. That is security men. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Isa.
Thank you, Isa. But then the thing is, we've also come out to say on the show that the number of security operatives allocated to a particular, okay, we have a call. Let's take this call first.
All right, good morning, Sunday.
Hello, good morning.
How are you
Good
today?
morning.
I'm fine.
All right, please go ahead and make your contribution, please.
Okay. I said the problem is that the INEC, they should please take the law of snatching of ballot box very serious and destruction of any government property. Because nowadays we see that there are some, without being opposition, they want to, as in the party, politicians want to use people against these things. So the INEC should bring out their law, make it general, make it well known to people outside that if you do this, this is the result of it. If you commit any act of violence, you will be dealt with seriously. That is against the law. So I want the INEC should come out and make this campaign at least within from now till 22. They should make a very serious campaign for this thing around the nation, so that there will not be any problem. On that day, nobody will tell you they are unaware. So that the whole people will see that this is what is going on. So if I do this, this is what the result will turn out to be. That is what I want to contribute.
All right, thank you very much.
you so
Very
much,
valid
Sunday.
contribution. You know my concern, we've said it on this platform really very severely.
The role of the media.
Exactly, and public enlightenment program towards this election is so poor. It failed before the initial date of February 14th. I mean, you would have expected that 6 weeks, INEC would have improved on public enlightenment program, the type that will bring, an holistic objective of INEC. It's not all about PVC. It's about voters' education. It's about, enlightening the people about, voting processes, like what we've been discussing about. Electoral offences and their penalties. A lot of people may not even know. The sincerity in some, aged people is that, over the months, some of these parties have come around, and one of the major items they've been distributing have been face caps and T-shirts. And so you expect a 70-year-old woman who just feels that, okay, we are going out there to go and vote for our party. And the woman just feels that, anyway, they gave us this T-shirt. And don't forget, it will be sunny. Let's just put the face cap too, you know. And so all of these things, you know, it culminates and it adds up.
But that's why we're also educating even the younger generation also. Please speak to your parents also, and even our elderly fathers and mothers also. These are some, because the truth is this is a one-on-one campaign also for peace and also orderliness also. So even if our aged parents also do not know the laws, but then the younger ones can also take the good news to them and tell them. That's it. That's how it should be.
Anyway, we will see how much of enlightenment that we will still bring about on our show, just to make sure that Nigerians are informed and they have all the necessary information that that we enable them make informed decisions as we approach the polls. We're going to go on a short break now, and then when we come back, we'll go on the last run of the program. Do stay. All right, we are back. Welcome back to Crossfire. And we have been trying to do justice to electoral offenses and their penalties. And it is very, very instructive that Nigerians, especially as many people who are eligible to vote, should approach the poll, with all caution. Try as much as possible to get abreast of all this information that we're trying to pass out on this platform. We try to let you know what innocently you would just want to do on that day, and it is termed as offenses. I was trying to create a scenario, Ishoma. Accreditation starts like 11 o'clock. That is 3 hours, behind INEX time. And you expect people to finish accreditation, and accreditation now is eating into the time. Hold on. It's eating into the election time.
Let's clarify this, so the people will not get confused. Accreditation doesn't start by 11; it starts by 8.
I said
so no.
There are delays. I said.
Let's just state it.
Did you get my English?
I did.
You didn't.
So that our guests.
You did not get my English.
Listeners will not get confused.
I said accreditation is starting at 11 as against INEX 8 a.m. That was my statement.
State the time. You didn't state the time. State the time. Let the people know.
I said it. It means you were not listening.
I was listening.
You were not.
Okay, so continue.
I said, okay, so materials get laid to a particular word, and here you are. Accreditation that is supposed to start at 8 is starting at 11 at that word. Now, don't forget that accreditation is supposed to end by 1 p.m., and then voting starts 30 minutes after 1:30 to 4. Meanwhile, accreditation is already eating into election time. And that means voting at that center cannot end at 4 p.m. Are there provision for extension of voting since people are still on the queue and they have been accredited to vote? I hope, INEC officials will not say, we are really very sorry, it's getting late and it's getting dark. They won't do that. So people can vote into the night. Because
even 2011, I recall also, I even said it on the show that they actually started the whole accreditation process late, which ate into the time for the voting. And then they actually extended the time.
They extended the time
for people to finish up.
Because it is very, very important. Because when people start raising their voices, no, you cannot close, we have to vote. And then that is how violence really starts. And then another scenario is this. Look at a situation where somebody just shows up in one of the popular parties, T-shirt or face cap. Who should tell that person to go and change?
Security agents.
So Nigerians, you need to know, don't go ahead and tell any candidate who has appeared in an emblem or a slogan or a symbol, whatever it is. It could be a badge, it could be a face cap, it could be a T-shirt, it could be umbrella, it could be any symbol at all. It is not in your position as an electorate to correct anybody or to tell somebody is doing wrong. That's why we have the security agents there. You can call their attention to address the matter.
Exactly.
You don't address it, because if you tell me, I'm just going to tell you, what's your business?
Very true.
I'm not here because of you. Who are you to?
And those things could also lead to violence.
Yes, and that's how fight starts, rather. All right, let's take this call from Surulere. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome, Mba.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right.
I want to say something about the PVC.
Okay, go ahead.
I was in my business place. That was last week. And one of my customers came there and, people were talking about this PVC. And this young man said that somebody called him on phone and asked him a question that which party are you voting for? And the man asked the person that called him, what kind of a question are you asking me? He said he cut off the phone. Another person came and said the same thing. So what I'm trying to say is this. Let these people, I won't call the name, but it's an opposition party that are doing this. So, but these people should stop doing this thing, because if they continue to do it, many people will not go out to vote. Likewise, me, I have decided to vote because it is my right.
Yes.
But when they call you, which means they are trying to threat you, either you vote for them or they will come to you. So this kind of a thing in this nation is not good. We are all Nigerians. Let's bring Nigeria first before individual or before any tribe. So that is only what I want to
All right,
say.
Thank you very much, Mba. Nice point.
Thank you so
nice
much,
point.
Mba. But then the truth is, come on, Nigerians should not feel intimidated. Do not allow any individual intimidate you. And even if you feel threatened, that your life has been threatened, then that is why you should quickly go and report to what? Security agents. Give them the facts and tell them,
why are you sounding?
I received
You are sounding like this country is working. You're sounding like if you go and report something is going to be done.
So what are you trying to say?
I'm simply trying to say.
No, if you do not want them to report to the law officers, what then should they do? Should they take the issue
trying to say,
personal?
Is it not wise?
No.
Okay, let's assume this. Let me tell you what I could do.
If someone threatens your life because you refuse to succumb to the intimidation,
let me tell you what is likely. Do you know what I will do?
No, I'm asking you. Yes.
I will simply tell them, I am voting for you. I'm right behind you. This is our party.
No.
This is which party will I vote for again? I will tell them, see, on the day of the election.
It is wise and
what do you do?
Safe that you go and make a formal complaint to the security agents.
Okay.
So even if anything happens to you, even if tomorrow you want to make a formal case, it is there on record that I made a report on so and so day.
All right. Ishoma is a barrister and she's using this platform to advise you. You can follow Ishoma's advice. I seriously concur. But at the same time, I'm saying be wise. Be wise.
Yes, be wise and
let God just help you to answer that question. If they approach me for such, I'm just simply going to tell them, you are the only party around. Is there any other party? You are the one we are voting for. We will follow you. We will follow you. We will do everything that you want. At least they will get off my back. My word is my bond.
So
that is what they want to hear.
Succumb to intimidation.
That is not being that is being wise.
Oh, that is being wise.
That is being wise.
But now that individual.
I know who I'm going to vote for. Who I'm going to vote for is inside me. I can decide to tell you.
Some people may be so scared that, because this person they've called and they've threatened me.
Why is they scared?
Of course, why would they be scared?
Why?
Why would they be scared?
It's not they will ask you, who are you voting for? They will ask you, who are you voting for?
Who are you voting for? Now look at what he said. Now, what did the person say? See, that is none of your business. And he hung up the call. Beautiful. That is what you should do. So come and threaten me and let me see.
They can only call. They can only call. And if they see me one-on-one.
Now, the truth is, now that's his phone call. There are some people who may come to your houses also.
Or your shop.
Or to your shop.
Or your shop or something.
What should you do? Report that individual. State is categorical that Mr.
What if you don't know the person? What if you don't know the person?
Why won't you know the person? For somebody to come to your house or to your shop, they definitely know you reside there. They will definitely know who you are. So you also, while they're also making
what if the person is not known? Somebody can leave Ikorodu to come and canvass for his party in VI. Is it not possible?
Smart also to get the details of that individual. That is how smart people reason.
Oh, so you now ask the person, what is your name? Where are you from?
In other other words, the truth is Nigerians should not succumb to any form of intimidation or threat.
Don't be intimidated.
Do not be
I
intimidated.
agree, but be wise in your dealings,
Be wise, but not be
especially when
intimidated.
opposition parties come
Or
to
even the
ask
ruling
you,
party.
or come to ask you questions.
Or
Anyway,
even the ruling party,
I mean,
whatever political party it is, do not be intimidated.
all right, do not be intimidated. Avoid any form of violence. Do not exchange words with people. Just do all that you can to make sure that you are safe. That's what we've been preaching on this platform. And I know that you may find yourself in some very precarious situation, the type that you're so confused, you don't know what to do. We also pray that in that particular situation, God will make a way for you. That's the best I really can say. Because, I mean, you can be faced with a situation that you just don't know exactly what to do. Anyway, I mean, we don't know it all on the show. So all that we know we'll bring to you. The rest that we do not know, we pray that God will help us. God will help Nigeria. Nigeria will succeed. This country will not break, and this country will not be destroyed. All right, thank you so very much, all of you who have been a part of our show today. We appreciate all the people who attempted to call, but I guess the network has been really very, very acting up. I mean, it's been acting up. But notwithstanding, tomorrow is another day. Join us for another interesting episode, and we will be here, and we know that you will be back there too. Do stay out of trouble. And have a beautiful day.
And say no to violence. God bless you.
No to violence. No to violence.